सेरेंडिपिटी आर्ट्स फेस्टिवलान जायती एक्झिबिशनां वर्कशॉप्स आमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा आनी असोच एक वर्कशॉप जावन आसा क्राफ्ट स्पेस आनी ताची डिरेक्टर आयज आमच्या वांगडा आसा सो तिच्या कडेन उलोवया. हॅलो मॅम.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. So what you want to say about your curation, your art space?
Yeah. So we represent artists in the middle of the UK. So we call it the Midlands, and it's a part of the UK where many South Asian communities have migrated. So we have a lot of South Asian people in Birmingham in the UK where we're based. And our idea was that we have an exhibition in England at the moment, and Rudisu and Nilupa Yasmin are two artists who are exhibiting in that exhibition, but they have a special connection to the ideas of diaspora. So they are, you know, their family heritage is from the South Asian continent, and we wanted to create this dialogue. And so we've brought them to Serendipity Festival to create this dialogue between South Asian communities who are there and here, but we have to show how we have a constant connection and an ongoing dialogue with each other. You never leave, you might leave home, but you never leave home. Yeah. So these are the ideas that connect with the Home is Where the Heart Is exhibition. And in our case, these two artists have brought these two humble objects, a shittle putty mat and a charpai bed, which are everyday humble objects, but the artists have transformed them into modern art, you know, new ways of telling stories. And so Craft Space, which is my charity in England, we are interested in storytelling and how these cultural narratives and identities can be told through these artworks and everyday stories. And we're really interested to see how the people in Goa, how the people coming to this festival will react and will respond to these wonderful objects.
So how many artists have participated in your craft space?
So in this Serendipity Festival we just brought two artists, okay. But we have 37 artists in the exhibition back in the UK. So these are just two of them. Lovely. And we couldn't bring them all, but some others of them. There's also a film in the exhibition, so there are 10 artists who are represented in the film. Okay. So you can see a little bit more about the community of makers in the UK and how diverse it is from many different diasporas. But actually some things they have in common and some things are different. But they've made a big contribution to Birmingham and to the Midlands, and that's what we want to explore, is those connections that we have, but also what we bring from different cultures to a place or to different places.
What kind of response you are getting from visitors?
We were there on the opening day and the response was fantastic. Really interesting because English audiences don't understand what a charpai bed is. They don't have that immediate emotional connection with the work, yeah. But actually it's seeing how people respond in India is like an unspoken understanding through their body and through their mind. Many people ate a Parle-G biscuit, so you don't have to explain what it is, and so you can see that the recognition, and you can see a smile on their face. You can see the memory of a Parle-G biscuit, even though they don't eat it now. It takes them right back to their childhood, and so it's a different presentation here, and it's interesting to see how people in England react to it and how people here react to it in a different way.
So this year Serendipity Arts Festival is celebrating its 10th edition and you are here. So what you want to say about this?
I think it's just a fantastic cultural melting pot. There are many people, we've seen many people here from around the world, but what it teaches us is these narratives and stories of things that are going on in the world, and most importantly, the role of the artist. In our world today, the way that artists can make us think about the world differently and maybe make us act or think or change a little bit. So each time you go and visit a thing or you listen to a concert and you see an exhibition, you see an artwork, you engage with it, and it might make you just think a bit differently. And of course, the fact that you can have this climate enables you to have things outdoors in nature that help, that makes a difference, that we can see things in the environment, about the environment. So that is also really interesting. And just a place to meet and gather. Gatherings are so important, gathering around food, gathering around song, gathering around dance and music, gathering around visual things, the stimulus that it gives us, the inspiration, and the inspiration to try and be not just an individual, but we are greater than just one individual. So it gives you the feeling of connection and connectivity, and also a collective idea that you're part of something bigger.
पणजेन सध्या सेरेंडिपिटी आर्ट्स फेस्टिवलाची 10th एडिशन सुरू आसा आनी त्याच निमतान अनेक जे आर्टिस्ट आसा ते हांगा आयिल्ले आसा. सो अशेंच ह्या फेस्टिवलान पार्टिसिपेट जाल्ले एक आर्टिस्ट रू ते आयज आमच्या वांगडा आसा. सो त्याच्या कडेन उलोवन ताचो आर्टवर्क कितें आसा ताच्या विशीं अदीक जाणा जावन घेवया. हॅलो.
Hi, how's it going?
Everything is good. Hope you are enjoying this Serendipity Arts Festival.
Yeah, I really am. It's such a special moment to come back to Bharat, to Desh, and to show work in the country I grew up in. Over in the UK, the work has such a different feel because the British audiences always want explanation. So it's been really gorgeous to come here and for people to understand the work without the explanation. Everyone knows the Drape and everyone has this relationship to this object.
So if I ask you about your work, so how we are going to describe your work, what exactly it is, tell us something.
So the work for Serendipity is a charpai. The work is called Biscuit Wali Manji. So I'm actually Punjabi and I grew up in Punjab. I came to the UK when I was 5 years old. And so in Punjab we call it manji over there, or sometimes manja. And I was very much thinking about like childhood memories of sitting on rooftops and staring up at the sky or the clouds and just having that really gorgeous memory of nothing to worry about. And in like the world and where everything is just so difficult at the moment, we often look to these moments of rest and repair. And so the work is very much bringing that into practice. And then also it was taken directly out of a show in the UK called Courses for Discourses, which was one of my first solo shows. And the work was thinking about the embodiment of food and knowledges that we have from community together. So the biscuit was really replicated in the charpai design, and it has Pology colour matching with the biscuit, and it's very much a giant Pology biscuit wali charpai, so it's just a bit of fun, I suppose. But it was all handcrafted by me, and I learned how to weave through processes of jugaad from watching people on YouTube or just understanding the weave, and I taught myself. So even though I'm a fine art graduate from the UK, I have a lot of experience in learning things myself, and so that's very much important in the work. Another work is the langar thalis. They are peach thalis, which have like very much embodied knowledge of Ayurveda, political folk songs, and then such catchphrases that like my family have said whilst I was growing up. So one is Indians don't get allergies, which makes me laugh but also can cause a lot of harm. I myself have a peanut allergy, so it just has all of these different knowledges embedded into the thali, and so audiences can look out for these kinds of knowledges through the work and experience household humble objects, but then look deeper into the meanings and celebrate the kind of humble and mundanity of the work.
Who all helped you in this your artwork?
So in bringing the work over here, it was through Craft Space, which is a UK-based charity that specialises in craft. And the show was taken from Made in the Middle. So in the UK, I'm from the Midlands, in Birmingham specifically. Many people know London, maybe they know Manchester, but Birmingham was actually the second largest city in the UK. And Craft Space really wanted to focus on artisans and crafts and designers made in the middle. Actually, Lord of the Rings was made in the middle too. So Tolkien was very much living in the middle from Birmingham, and he studied there. So it's really showcasing the middle of England and the middle of the UK and celebrating that. And so Craft Space, the director is called Deirdre Figueredo. I think she's coming here today. And so she helped bring the work over, and we collaborated with Christine Michael, who is the curator for Home is Where the Heart Is. Actually, it's quite a funny feeling for calling the show Home is Where the Heart Is, because for many people who are diaspora, who have dispersed from India and travelled to the US or the UK, diaspora is often this feeling of nostalgia or romanticized notions of home. But often home is negotiated between different islands, I suppose.
You are participating in this festival for first time.
Yes, I am. It's my first time. And it's my first time exhibiting in India as well. So a very special occasion. And thanks to the British Council who funded us to be here today.
But you were knowing about this festival before.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've come to Goa a few years ago with my husband, and so I know very well about Serendipity Arts Festival. It's known all around the world. It has a very big presence internationally, and many people speak about serendipity. So I already had the awareness before I came here.
So this year Serendipity Arts Festival is celebrating its 10th edition. So what you want to say about it?
I want to say I'm really glad to be part of its 10th birthday. It's a full circle moment for me myself, so it feels like the two celebrations are coming together, and I just want to say it's been a fantastic, really busy, really big, really hectic time. I think Serendipity for its 10th birthday is celebrating with 10 cities, and Birmingham is one of those cities. So definitely look on the website for seeing the Birmingham and Serendipity collaboration.
सेरेंडिपिटी आर्ट्स फेस्टिवलाच्या निमतान हांगा सुरू आशिल्ले होम इज वेर द हार्ट इज हे एक्झिबिशन आझाद मैदानाचेर सुरू आसा आनी ह्या एक्झिबिशनात पार्टिसिपेट जाल्ली एक आर्टिस्ट रागिणी देशपांडे तांच्या कडेन आयज उलोवया आनी तांचो आर्टवर्क कितें आसा, कितें सांगपाक सोदता ती त्यांच्या आर्टवर्कांतल्यान ह्याच्या विशयी जाणा जावन घेवया. हॅलो मॅम.
Hi.
वॉट आर यू ट्रायंग टू टेल फ्रॉम युअर आर्टवर्क? Please explain.
So the theme of the show is Home is Where the Heart Is. My take on it is my heart is my home. And don't look at my grey hair. I'm a young artist. I started working with clay and ceramics and crocheting. I learned all this when I moved to Goa. We moved about 10 years ago, but I started learning this about 5 years ago, or 6 years ago. So my heart is, as I said, my home. And I decided to work with crochet, which is a craft used all over Goa, but I decided to use, in a very subversive way, try to use wire. So this is copper wire, which I have crocheted in patches, much as any grandmother would make patches and then stitch them together. I've stitched the wire crochet parts together.
If I ask you about your inspiration behind this, so what you will tell us?
So the anatomy of the heart, I've always worked with. Like, I had a show last year with at Museum of Goa, which was a series on the heart, and there I combined it with ceramics and thread crochet. This time round, because like a young artist, everything I learn I want to put together, so that is what I've ended up doing here. But what inspired me was the fact that this is something which is, transient, your memories, the place you live in. And I felt you could put it in your entire body is what you should say your home is, your memories, everything is within you. It's not necessarily in anything outside of yourself.
But how long it took you to complete this particular artwork?
So I've been working on this piece for about 3 months. But like I said, it's done very much like a grandmother would be doing patchwork, crochet, and then stitching the patches together. So I traveled a lot during these 3 months. Been to Delhi, Arunachal, and what was nice was I could carry this work with me, because if it was done as one piece, then I would not have to be able to go out. Yeah.
This particular artwork you have created only for Serendipity, or you were...
This particular artwork was created only for Serendipity, thanks to my curator Christine. She selected the work. She was interested in involving some artists who were based out of Goa, not necessarily Goans, but based out of Goa. So she'd seen my work, which I had done earlier with thread crochet, and she encouraged me to make something as large as this. Otherwise, I would have been quite, timid, and I would have made a small piece for the show.
As an artist, you have participated in this festival for first time, or...
That's right. I've participated in Serendipity for the first time, and it's all thanks to Christine selecting my work.
And this year, Serendipity Arts Festival is celebrating its 10th anniversary. So, what you would like to say about that?
It's amazing that we have a festival like this coming into Goa. Even though I've never participated, and I'm a young artist, as I said, I've not participated in Serendipity earlier, but I know of it because my husband's a photographer and a curator, and he was the curator in the first 2 editions. So I've been, in like the know of Serendipity from the beginning, and it's come a long way.
Yeah.
And it's great that so many Goans, not just Goans, but people who are from, who are not artists, who are not necessarily even art lovers, come and see works of art. There's so much good exposure to children.
नृत्य, कला, संगीत हांचो महोत्सव म्हळ्यार हे सेरेंडिपिटी आर्ट्स फेस्टिवल हे तुमी जाणाच. ह्याच आर्ट्स फेस्टिवलान अनेक एक्झिबिशनां सुरू आसा आनी त्याच भितरलें एक इंट्रस्टिंग एक्झिबिशन म्हळ्यार इन्फायनायट ड्रेप. एक्झिबिशनाच्या नांवा वयल्यान कळप थोडेंशें कठीण आसा हें एक्झिबिशन कितें आसा तें. सो इन्फायनायट ड्रेप म्हळ्यार हें जावन आसा साडयांचें एक्झिबिशन. हांगा साडयो विकपाक ना, तर एक साडी तुम्ही वेगवेगळ्या पद्धतीन कशी नेसू शकता ते हांगासर ह्या एक्झिबिशनान दाखयल्लें आसा. सो ह्या एक्झिबिशना विशयी अधीक जाणा जावन घेवपा खातीर ह्या एक्झिबिशनाची क्युरेटर जावन आसा रश्मी वर्मा. तांच्या कडेन उलोवया.
Thanks for visiting our exhibition called Infinite Drape. And it's a exhibition, it's about the craft and the art of draping saris. There's so many different techniques and methods, different regional styles that exist around the country. And we are looking at 16 of those, which are based from a project called the Saree series, which is a digital online anthology called the SareeSeries.com. And that shows 84 ways to drape the sari. So today in this exhibition, we're looking at those videos with the saris of Raw Mango, who's a Delhi-based design label, and showing people the many different ways that we can learn and create a drape, what the histories might be, the different regional techniques that are involved. And it's just about showcasing how much variety and diversity there is in draping the sari. And we just wanted to, to put the idea out that this is a form of embodied knowledge that's passed down through the generations, and people can also create their own types of drapes.
So what inspired you for this exhibition?
Well, I love the sari myself. I'm not wearing one today, but I do really enjoy wearing a sari. I'm a designer, and I often look at the way the sari is draped to take inspiration for my own designs. So from wearing it to then designing other garments. I did work on the Saree series project, so the sari is very much part of my practice.
So we can see over here there are different types of draping styles. So can you take us through this? Yeah, and can you explain us?
Yeah. Okay, well, here's a good example of this is the Thakur drape from Maharashtra. There's 16 drapes. Each one we've shown is from a different state of India.
Okay.
It's not all the drapes in India, but like I said, 16
like,
of them.
yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone gets a little. Not even major, actually. Some of them. It's sometimes I've selected some of them because they have a very interesting detail,
Okay.
or the technique is very complicated and complex. So I just want really to display the diversity. And all of these drapes, are traditionally worn by different communities across the country. From agriculturalists to different types of maybe fisher people, dancing, just a regular person at home, just a big variety of people who are wearing it. So,
What are the elements you have kept in mind while selecting this one?
yes, so that's a good question. Different emphasis on different parts of the body. So some drapes go through the legs, right? The kashta drape. Some drapes have all this beautiful pleating and fans and flowers at the waist. Some are more interesting at the shoulder, and you can wear it without a blouse. So I've selected, just to give people a very, like I said, a good taste of the different ones. So the Thakur drape from Maharashtra, and this one I'm showing the final completed look. But I also wanted people to see how it looks halfway through, what the process is. And just all these beautiful things are happening even while the person is draping, and then it gets all covered up. So I want people to understand, they can see the video, and also just see it's quite complicated in the. I think that I also is that once maybe someone practices a drape 3 or 4 times, then it becomes easier, right? So I think that is also an important thing. So the Thakur drape, of course, goes through the legs. It has this like wave pleating here, and I really love it. I'll show you. This is called the Bhutiyara drape from Karnataka, and there's ceremonial dancers, performers who wear this drape. And it has a big bow at the waist, so it's quite, it's very like flamboyant and elaborate and beautiful, and and then shown here with this raw mango floral sari, it becomes something else. So then we can go to maybe one of the drapes that everyone in Goa will know, the Kunbi sari and the Kunbi drape. And between the Christian and the Hindu communities, there's 2 slightly different ways of doing it. The Christian Kunbi drape, they will wear it a bit shorter, and then the Hindu drape will be worn longer. And the sari is, woven in Banaras. So we've also shown, different. The saris don't match the region, and I've done that on purpose, so that again people can see how expansive this sort of language of draping is, and that you can experiment on your own with any kind of sari that you have, right? So it's really about the form. And then, of course, this has that beautiful detail at the shoulder with the knot. So does this.
I have one question.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So we can see this is Christian Kunbi style draping, but we have particularly यहाँ पे Kunbi style की जो साड़ी है वो होती है. So आपने या पर वो इस स्टाइल में ड्रेपिंग करने के लिए आपने बनारसी साड़ी यूज़ की है, वो क्यों नहीं की?
Because I've done that with all the saris. All the saris. So, for example, this is the Kotpa drape from Orissa. But the sari that Raw Mango has designed here is using chicken curry, made in Lucknow. So it's this, I think it's just interesting to mix and match different styles, forms, ideas, design languages. That's how things start to change. It's also very important to know the history or a little bit of the background of the drape. So, with the Kunbi drape, I'm not trying to erase the history of who was wearing it and the style, but I wanted to just again show the variety. not everyone has a kunbi sari, right? A lot of women wear polyester saris for 200-300 rupees that are, beautifully. They might have a floral pattern or a graphic pattern. So that doesn't mean she's can't wear the kunbi sari, right? She can do it in the kunbi drape. So I think that's already happening. That's already happening in people's wardrobes. That you might only have, maybe you only have one, kanjivaram. But does that mean that you can only wear that drape? No, right? She might wear it like a Navy style, or she might wear it in a. So really, it's about creating your own language, knowing this knowledge exists, and understanding what that means and how we can take from it. We did the project, the Saree series, the digital project. This was done by Rita Kapoor Chasti in 2010. Okay. And she and Martan Singh, Rita ji spent about 20 years traveling around India, doing all the research for different saris and different styles of drape. So in the book, she's documented over 100 that she saw over the 25 years. So let's say it's now been 30 years since she started doing this. I'm sure there are people still wearing some of these. It might be less and less. And here's the thing, we don't want these to be forgotten also. This is a nice way, I think, for a newer generation or even my generation to understand that there's so much diversity that exists. The Nivi drape that a lot of women wear throughout India, the pleats in the front, and that is only about 150 years old, right? That was Devi Tagore who invented that drape. And so what comes after that? That's maybe the question here.
So you are participating in this festival for first time?
No, I curated an exhibition in 2018 here at Serendipity. It was called Matters of Hand, Craft, Technique and Design.
This year, 10th anniversary we are celebrating of this festival. So what you want to say about this festival?
I think first of all, it's a fantastic festival. It's so diverse, so inclusive. I think there is something for everybody, for all people from all walks of life, and to come, to see, to enjoy, to experience. And this year it's bigger, of course, right? So it's an emotional experience. It's fun. It's you learn things, you meet people. So it's a great festival. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nityashri. So I'm volunteering for this event at Infinite Drapes. So we have this entire section wherein the visitors can come in and try the various drapes on themselves. So it's more like an experimental DIY activity wherein they get to experience and understand how you feel when you drape yourself with a particular sari. So we have a few saris over here. We have 2 Goan Kunbi saris, and we have the longer saris for different kind of drapes like the Bhutiara drape. So yes, all the visitors can come in, try different drapes on themselves. And we also have a wall full of photographs. So people can come in here, they can try the drapes, and we click pictures of them, and there's an entire wall. These are all the people who have tried the drapes on themselves. And yes, it was a very different and unique experience for them. So all the visitors were very happy with the entire event that we have. Thank you.